This happened when I was 10 years old. My family lived right on the edge of the forest, and there was a well in the forest that people had always used. Even though I often heard on the news that people kept falling into wells some survived, while others were gone for good. Whenever we ran out of water at home, my sister and I would be told to go fetch water from that well. That day, my mom received the water bill. Our water had been cut off because we hadn't paid, probably because we were poor, and my mom's salary hadn't come in yet, so she had no choice but to take me to the well to fetch water. The well was really far away, and the neighbors all said it was cursed, but I didn't believe it at all. I didn't believe in ghosts or anything like that. The next morning at 8, I woke up to find the edge of the forest crowded with people, and there were police cars too. Curious. I went over to take a look, and what I saw shocked me to the core. There was a woman dead in the well, her body floating in the water. By the time the ambulance arrived, she was already gone. The police initially suspected that someone had pushed her into the well, so they immediately launched an investigation to look for suspects. For quite a while after that, I didn't dare go near the well alone. A few months later, my mom was washing dishes when the water suddenly stopped again. She asked me to go fetch some water, and I thought to myself, it's been so long, it should be fine now. So I nodded, and headed into the forest. It was already 6 in the evening. I brought a flashlight and walked to the well, where I saw a man in a black jacket holding a bucket. I ignored him and started drawing water. Then the man said, "Hurry up, or you'll end up like that woman." I was terrified when I heard that. I quickly finished drawing water and turned to head home, but after just a few steps, all the water leaked out. It turned out the bucket had been punctured. I was really frustrated. Why hadn't I noticed before I left? Summoning my courage, I glanced back at the man, and realized he wasn't drawing water at all. So I hurried home to get another bucket, and returned to the well, but he still wasn't drawing water. He was just standing there by the well. I sped up, and the man said again, "You again? This is my well. Who said you could draw water here?" I suddenly got angry and snapped, "Uncle, you're just making things up. This well was dug by my uncle, and it's always been for everyone to use. How could it possibly be yours?" My tone was firm, but inside I was trembling with fear. Suddenly, he grabbed my hair and punched me in the face. I was just a kid at the time, there was no way I could fight back against him. Then he started laughing maniacally, and even tried to push me into the well. Terrified, I started crying and screaming, thinking this was the end for me. Just then, I saw a beam of light hit, was my mom and the neighbors. Seeing this, the man grabbed me, and threw me into the well. Luckily, I could swim, but my flashlight was broken. The well was damp and pitch black. I could hear fighting and screaming above, and then I heard the sound of police sirens. The police, firefighters, and ambulance all arrived, and they immediately caught the man. It turned out he was the murderer who killed that woman. I was almost his next victim, but luckily, I survived. The man was sentenced to life in prison, and the case was finally closed. If my mom and the neighbors hadn't heard my screams that day, I might not be here now.